Alright guys, so in this video I'm going to be discussing the 3 World Trade Center, or the Marriott. I did do a video on this way back in the summer, but I figured I would revisit the topic and kind of discuss the interior of the Marriott and just how close it was located to the Twin Towers. You can take a look at a map right there. We've also got a new photo involving the Marriott that supposedly was taken on the 10th of September. I have my doubts. I'm going to get to that at the end of the video, but we're just going to kind of do a backstory. The Marriott originally started construction back in 1979, so the towers were up for a few years at this point. Construction was finished and it was opened in 81, so it lasted a total of around 20 years, obviously, with it being destroyed in kind of a two-part approach. How it was destroyed, with it being split in half when the South Tower fell, and then the North Tower pretty much finished it off, except for a small little corner that was still there, but that ended up getting just demolished. Obviously, there was really nothing left of it, but the Marriott, the architecture of it, kind of almost kind of like a futuristic design, because it is, all glass on the exterior. It's a nice hotel compared to the Twin Towers, which were not all glass, and you can just see some different designs of it. You can see kind of the little lobby area leading up with the towers in the background. Some nice photos. This is a good perspective photo from one of the rooms inside of the Marriott, and you can see the little plaza along with both the towers flanking it on each side. This is how close the Marriott actually was to the Twin Towers. I mean, it looks like it's like 15 feet away in that image right there next to the tridents. There's another perspective shot. That's a very rare photograph of the Marriott, almost finished with construction. You can see the top of it still under construction in that image. That is the interior lobby. I don't know, the interior of it is certainly interesting. There were multiple restaurants. There was this greenhouse restaurant that's kind of unique that I'll be going over. There's another photo of it. You can see the side of it with both of the towers. At that point, the financial district was built up. You can see that on the left. There's another photo. You can see in the background to the left, the Marriott under construction, early stages of construction there, just kind of the steel beams coming out with the towers right there. I did want to quickly mention, if anyone is interested, I'll leave the link in the description to join my Discord. We do have a growing Twin Towers, September 11th community going on right now. We're around 400 members if you want to join. There's another photograph of it under construction there in the background with both of the towers. Certainly it did block off a lot of natural light to the plaza, although no matter what, it was going to happen anyways with the financial district and everything like that going up in the background, but it certainly did in the late 70s block off a lot of natural light to it. There's another photo, just how close it is, really intertwined with the towers, and it gets overlooked completely to the normal person. I didn't even know the Marriott existed, until a few years ago when I really started looking in to the Twin Towers, just because nobody really remembers it. Nobody cares. They just know about the towers. And nobody really cares about buildings 4, 5, and 6. I can understand that because they were pretty ugly buildings, but I think the Marriott was a nice looking hotel, honestly, and it accessed pretty much all of the guests that did business inside of the towers. This is just a little Google SketchUp image of what the lobby looked like. I thought it was interesting. I would throw it in. This is another little rendering of the Marriott and kind of the way the building contorted to fit perfectly right in between both of the towers, kind of the access of it. Just kind of a, you don't see hotels shaped like that very often. Very skinny. There is the little carport at the front of it. And then these are just more photos. That looks like it has solar panels on top of the little carport. Yeah, those aren't solar panels. That's just the way the rendering is. There's another photo of it. You can see it way at the bottom left going up, so it's under construction there as well. This is it. I'm guessing it's really early stages of construction, just looking at the bottom, almost looking like the foundation being laid there. There's another photo of it under construction, probably 1979, I would say, because maybe 1980. It's in the early stages of construction. That's another photo of it, very early construction. I mean, it certainly took out a lot of light that would have shined in through onto the plaza when it was built. That's a very nice HD photo of the towers there. Holy crap. But you can also see the Marriott right under them. Fits pretty well. That's a nice little HD photo. Marriott World Trade Center. It was called the Visa International Hotel, and then it was renamed to the Marriott in the 90s. This is another good photo of it. You can see with no buildings interrupting it, the Marriott, the Statue of Liberty, and both of the towers. Pretty nice photo there. And then a similar spot here before any buildings were built alongside the Hudson River. You can see the Marriott, both of the towers. It does look pretty barren, honestly. The towers always looked barren in the late 70s just because there was nothing around them, but that made them very unique there as well, in my opinion. This is just probably from one of the lower floors on the Marriott, looking from one of the hotel rooms into the courtyard. Looks like it's probably, I'm not going to speculate, maybe late February. You can see some of the snow right there. I don't know which year this would have been. Just a few more photos of it. You guys get the gist of the Marriott. And then this is just an interesting photo of kind of the design of the interior with the lobby, the foyer. You do have a greenhouse cafe, which is interesting. Also, there were a few other restaurants that there are photos, kind of a bar area. I mean, look at that design. That's just a wacky design. I guess that's 1980s decor right there. Almost looks like looks like a fountain in the shape of a heart or something. Oh, interesting. There's a hotel room. You can see a TV. A pretty dark hotel room right there. This is just a little space, you know, maybe for a continental breakfast, maybe for a gathering, maybe for some type of meeting, just open space area. And then this is the little greenhouse restaurant that they had. You can see the greenhouse effect of it would be all of the windows, you know, upper windows on top of the roof. And also they do have a bunch of, looks like, fake plants as well. I mean, look at that. They got them all lit up and everything. Yeah, that looks nice. That's a nice little aroma for a restaurant, especially inside of a hotel. And then this was the bar area, bar and grill. They also had one of those inside of this restaurant. And then there's just a better view. Oh, I guess the Google SketchUp image did do a pretty good job in terms of looking into the lobby. Looks kind of similar there. And then this is the little skylight that they had where you could look up and you can see the Marriott on the left and then both of the towers right there in terms of that. And then this is just one final photo that I wanted to show that I saw on Reddit last night. And I immediately said in the comments, I was like, I highly doubt that this is from the 10th, because the person claimed that this was from the night of September 10th. Normally with situations like this, you know, once you get involved with a topic like this, people are going to take pretty much every photograph and be like, oh, this is from the morning of the 11th. This is from the 10th. Because if you see a photograph like this, what would be the most craziest timing? Well, it would be if it was taken the night of September 10th. I highly doubt that this was on the 10th. It might have been around September. I mean, it's just like those window photographs of like the 106th, 107th floor when everyone was like, oh, they were from the morning of the 11th, and it's like they just weren't, man. They were from the months prior. But I mean, if you look at this photograph, you know, there's a few issues with it, I would say. Number one, you know, it was raining on the 10th. Now, it wasn't raining throughout all of the night. Theoretically, could this have been taken at like 2 or 3 a.m., and the rain maybe dried up at this point? I mean, I guess you can't really tell how wet the pavement is, but certainly it doesn't look wet at all. And then also you've got all that stuff in front of the stage there. I highly doubt something like that would be set up, you know, on a Monday night going into Tuesday, because Tuesday was the 11th. I don't know. In my opinion, I just highly doubt that this photograph was taken on the 10th. If it was, you know, I stand corrected. That's fine. It would be an absolute crazy photo. But with photos like this, what people tend to do is they try and find like the craziest, oh, this was actually taken on the 10th. It's crazy, right? Because if you said this was from like August 27th, you know, it's like, I would still find it very cool because it's like 2 weeks before, but obviously the thrill of it goes down if it was like the night before. This really would be crazy if this actually was from the 10th, but I just highly doubt it because it rained and I don't really see any wet pavement. I don't see any reflection of it. The only possible scenario would be maybe it was taken in the morning after the rain subsided and the ground was able to dry. But again, it's just such a far-fetched thing because you have to look down at the plaza and there is the stage there, but I don't think all of that stuff would have been set up there going into a Tuesday morning. Again, maybe I'm wrong, but either way, that is just kind of some photographs of the hotel, the Marriott Hotel, that a lot of people seem to forget about. Again, it did get crushed by both of the towers in kind of a two-punch thing where it got split in half by the South Tower and then the North Tower finished it off. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.